Welcome. Today is Saturday morning, where I like to do a little bit something special, like Ask Me Anything. There might be some insights that you've been gaining this past week, some questions that have come up for you um, about leadership development, business development, spiritual, personal development, goal achievement. So let's hear from you all. First of all, what are some of the best insights you've gained from this past week? Insights, inspirations, experiences, and or any questions that you've had. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Miracle Morning Mastermind.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Great morning.
I'm here in San Jose, California for a big Super Saturday event this coming today. Part of the rhythm of success, part of my rhythm for success. Every month, I attend a major event to help keep the fuel, keep myself refueled, keep my local team refueled, focused, urgent, enthusiastic labor. That's our acronym for FUEL, focused, urgent, enthusiastic labor. When you have a vision, it's like taking a road trip, a long road trip somewhere. And if you're not strategic, if you're not careful, intentional, and planful, you and your team can run out of gas on the way. And that's why, as a part of your 4 rhythms of success, daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, you want to make sure there are pit stops along the way that allow you and your team members to get what they need to stay the course, to stay on the journey. I've seen so many people fall off course as they pursue their dreams and goals because they didn't plan well. They didn't prioritize some of the things that may not seem necessary. Oh, I'm already motivated. I don't need to go to a rah-rah session. Or I already know what they're going to say. They're going to teach the same old thing. Or, oh, that's too far away. I'll just sit this one out. I'll go to the next one. Big mistakes. Big mistakes. Errors in philosophy. Jim Rohn in Challenge to Succeed, he talks about philosophy. Our philosophy, negative or positive, leads to our attitude. Our philosophy is what we think, what we believe, what we hold to be true, whether it's negative or positive, true or false. It's our philosophy that we've picked up over the years somewhere, somehow, some way. And that negative or positive philosophy dictates our attitude, the emotional part, how we feel about what we know and what we believe to be true. And whether negative or positive, that attitude dictates our activity. It shows up now in the physical world. The first 2 were internal. Now our philosophy and our attitude is reflected in our activity, negative or positive. And then our activity dictates what our results are, good or bad, negative or positive. And those results dictate our lifestyle that we're living today, preferred or unpreferred, negative or positive. So when someone has a philosophy that, oh, I don't need events, I don't need environments, my team doesn't need that, or that's just not that important right now, or once I start making a certain amount of money, then I'll invest in myself, then I'll keep myself in the right environment. Or once I have a team who might need that, then I'll start attending the Super Saturday and the big quarterly event. Error in philosophy. That's what throws a lot of people off the journey. It's like saying I'm a farmer and I don't need the seasons. You can't leave out the ingredients of success because you don't think it's necessary. That one ingredient impacts everything. So anyway, I'm here in San Jose, California, nice and early, ready for my Super Saturday and leading by example. Because even if I don't feel like I need this after never missing one for 25 years, let me say that again. Even if I felt like, of all people who could feel like they don't need one, it would probably be me after never missing one for 25 years. My philosophy that has kept me and kept my dream alive, have kept my team alive, and kept my business alive is that not only do I need it, my current and future team members need that example from me of what they're going to need in order to be successful. So as a leader, I must model the behavior that I know my team members are going to need in order to be successful. My current team, and for those that are thinking, well, what if I don't have a team yet? My future team needs to hear that I was consistently showing up before they even got here. And the stronger my track record is of consistency, the stronger I can prove that the system works, the plan is working, the mission is happening. That will be inspiration and education for my future team members that they can have confidence. There are some people that won't even join you in your journey because they don't see you as a leader yet. They haven't. How long have you been in the game? That gives people credibility, confidence in many cases. How long have you been in the game leading by example, proving it right yourself? That's one of the questions people have when they're watching you, evaluating you more than they're evaluating the vision. John C. Maxwell talked about the law of buy-in, and he teaches in the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership that when people always ask him, well, you think my team will buy into this vision? You think my people will buy in to this vision? And his response is, the first question is, do they buy into you as a leader? Because people first buy into the leader and then they buy into the vision. Oh, that's so good. So, how do you increase your buy-in as a leader, your consistency, your example? Now, being around a long time doing the same thing can also backfire on you if you're not careful, because people evaluating us and you not only want to know how long you've been consistent, but they want to know how long have you been producing favorable results. So get the consistency piece and showing up and working the plan that's going to work for your team, but also be a producer. Become a producer, raise your productivity standards. How good was that yesterday? The 5 the 5 productivity standards. The 5 productivity standards. Ms. Glover, how good was that yesterday?
It was awesome. No, no, I have it. I tell you, told you about the 0 1 0 time one, and then the monthly uh time and for productivity standard, and that's where
And
I
you
found
sound,
myself. Uh,
I don't know if it's me, but you sound far away. Is it just me, everybody?
it might be because no, it might be because I'm not at home. I'm riding with some
Okay,
better.
I think so. A little bit. Okay, you're breaking up. No worries. You can put it in the chat, Miss Glover. But let's hear from you all. Talk to me. What have you been taking away this week? And any comments, questions, breakthroughs? Miss Glover, you can put it in the chat because you're breaking up. And somebody else jump on in.
I'll jump in, Coach. This is Glenn Strader, Sacramento, California. I'm an executive director and executive director maker. I represent Team Franco, and yeah, what you were talking about, the 5 standards, it it really put things into focus for me, especially regarding my uh, uh, my my goals and my desire to reach my goals and my assuredness that I can reach my goals. I have to make those choices, and then I have to implement the standard that will allow me to get there, and it'll take care of itself. It was poignant, and it was to the point, and I get it.
And
And sorry I'm not with you today.
oh, no worries. For those who weren't on or haven't heard it yet, what were your biggest takeaways from the 5 productivity standards? And I'll give a quick recap. Time and productivity standards. Standard number 1 is, and it might be standard number 5 in reverse order, in descending order. Standard number 5 is no productivity standards. That means somebody they don't feel like they have any major requirement within any amount of time. These are like productivity, time and productivity standards. So, oh, if I get around to producing this month or that's great. If an opportunity arises, I'll refer somebody or I'll share some information. And that's fine for as long as that matches that person's goals. I have referral partners. Some of my strategic partners, they're very busy in what they do in their lives. So, but they love the idea of referring people to what I do and what it does for them. But there's no time or productivity standards for them because it's not that high of a priority for them. So I don't expect much in terms of results from that person because they have no time and productivity standards. The 4th productivity standard is someone that has a monthly time and productivity standard. And that's somebody that says, oh my gosh, I must produce a certain amount of results before the end of the month. And it's a standard, a true standard means they're so committed to it that that urgency kicks in. Like they refuse to settle for less than monthly production. And then the 3rd productivity standard is weekly. And that's a person whose standards are set. I've got to produce something before the end of the week. The 7th, the 14th, the 21st, the 28th, Those are like the 4 quarters of a month. It's been 3, 4, 5, 6 days already in the week, and I haven't produced anything. I must produce right now. Something kicks in, and the productivity turns up. Standard number 2, level 2, is daily. And that's a person that, man, when the day starts moving and they're like, oh my gosh, it's almost the end of the day. It's going to be the end of the day soon, and I haven't produced anything yet. And that urgency kicks in. I've got to produce, and somehow, some way, they get it done because their standard is set for daily. And then finally, we have the first productivity standard, which is hourly. Hourly. Some people, their standard is set. I've got to produce something every certain number of hours. It could be every 3 hours, it could be every 1 hour, but that person is set for 3 hours. It's like, oh my gosh, it's what can I produce by 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m., and 9 p.m. And you can feel it kicking in. Like they might wake up early, they might go to sleep early and wake up early. And then all of a sudden they're like, I got to produce something by 9 a.m. What have I accomplished in the last 3 hours? What will I accomplish in the next 3 hours? Or by noon, they're like, I've got to have certain things produced by noon. And then again, that internal alarm starts going off by 3 p.m. Oh, it's almost 3 p.m. I've got to produce some results by 3 p.m. Oh, it's almost 6 p.m. I've got to produce. That person has a different time and productivity standard. That's the first time and productivity standard. So, Pastor Glenn, what hit you the most for those who weren't on?
Yes, sir. So it hit me again as you were as you were explaining it. It creates a framework for me. So if I have that standard, then it's not like I even have to set a time. There's something I have to get done within that day, that hour, that week, that month, that minute. Even I have to. That allows me. It allows me to have. I become passionate once again to achieve, and that framework will allow me to get it done. Um, I don't have to negotiate with myself. I already know what I need to do. I just have to keep doing it until I meet that standard. It's super helpful to me, Coach. I appreciate it.
Oh, so good. Everybody unmute. Let's make some noise for Pastor Glenn Strouder. Whoop, whoop.
Woo, woo, woo.
All right,
Pastor
Glenn,
Glenn.
instructor.
The question I left everyone with or the challenge is, which standard matches your purpose? Which which time and productivity standard is required in order to achieve your purpose and goals? One way to look at it is, okay, which of those time and productivity standards do I want to live by? But that's not necessarily attached to a specific goal. That's okay, though. It's better than not having a time and productivity standard. But the second level of that question is, in order to achieve what I'm committed to achieving, what time and productivity standard does that goal require of me and my team? Ooh, so good. Who's next?
I'll go, Coach. This is Ellen Jefferson in Washington, D.C. I am on the Boone Bailey team. I am an executive director and an executive director maker. And for me, this is an epiphany for me because, I realized that everything starts with our own standards, our vision for our success, and the activities that we require of ourselves are non-negotiable. And there are all kinds of distractions and, what we think are emergencies. And if you have those standards, you cannot stray from those standards, no matter what happens. Somebody comes into town or someone has a question. Those hours that you designate to do the activities that you've set forth cannot be compromised. And that's the standard, and it has to be communicated to people. And I think I used to be afraid that if I said, no, I just don't have time right now, I'm busy, people will often say, well, what are you doing? You don't have to tell anybody what you're doing. You just have to hold that time sacrosanct for yourself. And that's what I'm taking away. Thank you for allowing me to share.
So good. Let's
Thank you,
make some
Ellen.
noise for Miss Ellen Jefferson. Whoop, whoop.
Woo,
Woo,
woo.
woo.
All
Look
right
at Miss
now.
Hey.
Ellen.
Bullseye.
What I'm
Wow.
Yes.
taking away,
And this is, and
I'm
real
Diane
quick, this is
Strong. Okay.
real quick. This is why the book 12-Week Year is so important, everybody. 12-Week Year by Brian Moran will help with the system to help protect these values and standards, along with the Rosh Vasugi's podcast called Seven Figure Standard. You can find both inside of when you click Goal Achievement at our website, click Goal Achievement in the Resource Center. Miss Strong.
Yes, yes. Good morning, all. What I'm taking away, and I did listen Thursday night when I listened to everything. And first of all, I'm on the Miss Pam Carnes Power Team, and I am an executive director, and I am an executive director maker. Standards. I will be vulnerable enough to say that I have not, other than the standard of living with character, not set standards. When I had my warm market, everything was on fire. And then from the fruits of my labor came through when I least expected it, still on fire. And since the surgery and I do my 2 to 5, which I don't know why I was under the understanding that 2 to 5 meant the people that not only you reached out to, but invited and also saw a presentation one way or the other, and then on a three-way. And that was your first person that was considered your first 2 to 5. So I've been really was once you made that straight yesterday, I was like, oh no, I've been thinking of this the wrong way. So anyway, the point is my standard has to go, it has to get better than it has been. I've been trying to I have been working with people on Facebook, but when you warming up to them, when do you actually say, can you take a look at something? Because on Facebook, they already have the idea that, okay, what does this person really want? So that's where I my standards in being sitting up with this ice on my ankle now. That's where I am. I need to get back into the world again.
That's so good. So was that a question about Facebook?
Yes, also that
Oh,
was a question.
okay, so good. First of all, everybody, let's make some noise for Miss Diane Strong. Whoop, whoop.
Go,
Woo-hoo.
Diane. Go
Strong.
ahead. Let's
Woo, woo,
go.
woo.
Going strong with Diane Strong. So, um, with that was an excellent question. When do I transition the conversation from just building a relationship to inviting the person to look at some information? There's a couple different approaches to that, but here's kind of my mindset. It's more of a flow than it is more of an art than a science. But as I'm forming a relationship with people, I'm learning about their form FORM. We're learning about each other's family. We're learning about each other's opportunity. We're learning about, family, occupational journey, our recreation, what we enjoy for fun or what we would love to do more of if we have more time um, and money, and motivation. What motivates us? What's our I like to say motivation and or mission. Like what motivates us? What's our mission in life? And some people don't think about that until you ask them, which is why I'm always asking you all and asking everybody I come into contact with, like, man, you've already been successful. What's the next level for you? What's your ultimate dream? You know, if you had all the time and money and resources you needed, and there was only one problem you could solve in this world, what would that one problem be? Who would you be serving? That really opens people up and introduces people to themselves because the world isn't asking them that question. Most people's family members aren't asking them that question. So you do a service to people when you show up as that person that's asking and you change their life. But at some point when I'm forming a relationship with you, you're going to say something, I'm going to hear something that makes me go, you know what? I really need to share what I do with this person. So if I haven't already shared up front that I'd like to catch up with you and find out what you got going on, share with you what I've got going on, and see how we can support each other. So that's one approach, is to be upfront. I did a video. I usually do a video in the beginning of the year, and if not more often, and I kind of share my intention for the year. And I did a video on my Facebook on my birthday, January 31st, and I shared with everybody, hey, you know, I'm going to do a better, one of my intentions this year is to do a better job staying in touch. I've got some major things going on this year. I'm sure you've got some major things going on this year. Let's connect and see how we can support each other. So I like to lead with that whenever possible, because now it answers that question. It's not like bait and switch. No, let me be upfront with my intentions. My intention is not just to socialize with you. And my intention is not just to talk business with you. My true intention is both. I want to connect, find out what we've got going on, and I want to see how we can add value to each other or network with each other. So that's my favorite, is to be upfront about both ends of that intention. Then the transition is very easy. I might use phrase like, oh, remind me to tell you about the project I'm working on. I might even plant that seed before I'm ready to even share it. They might say something about a city or a state they have a family member in. I might go, oh, remind me to tell you about a project I'm expanding out there in that area. Or remind me to tell you what I'm working on right now. Oh, remind me to connect you with somebody. So I'm listening for what they have going on. And as a networker, as a person who's coming from a place of service, I'm thinking about, as I'm listening, how can I add value to this person? That's just the values I've chosen to live by. I was connecting with one friend on Facebook, found out he had just wrote a book. How can I support him? I can order his book. Man, send me your link so I can support you. What? Thank you. Somebody just made a music CD. What? Send me your link so I can order your CD. Somebody was like, oh, I'll send you a free copy. I said, no, I want to support you financially. Send me the link to buy it. You know, so it's not one-sided. It's not a sales tactic that let's connect and see how we can support and add value to each other. It's how I choose to live my life as a person who adds value. And I'm not just a giver anymore and not a receiver. I used to be a giver only, quote unquote, a better giver and not so good of a receiver. I am both a giver and a receiver. If I'm a giver, but I'm not a good receiver, I'm blocking others the opportunity to be good givers and receivers. There's a blessing to give. So not only is there a blessing in me giving, there's also a blessing in allowing others to give. And that is the natural flow of God's kingdom. And so if I'm stopping one of those, then I'm actually holding up God's kingdom. When people give to me, they're also giving to my life's work. That means they're giving to God's plan that I'm a steward over. So if I'm not receiving what God is trying to send me through someone else, I'm holding up God's plan. How about that? Who needed that today? So,
Me.
so, um, so that's the first one. Is I like to be upfront with that, and then the yeah, I think I answered both. It's being upfront with it, and even if not, as I'm listening, there's certain things that are going to be said that remind me to transition the conversation, or to tell them, remind me to tell you about such and such, or I'm going to tell you about such and such later. But I love to be upfront with my intention. I hope that helps. Who else? Who took something? Who took something from that or any of this?
Good morning, Coach. My name is
Great
Alice
morning.
Johnson. I'm an executive director and an executive director maker. What you just said, and I like the question because that's what I was dealing with this weekend is Albany State University homecoming, and I've been working the vendors. So some of it I did do with my approach to vendors, and I am speaking to more people. So the way you just put it, it helps me when I go out today that I'll be better at it. So I appreciate it.
And tell me what you heard in your words.
What I like is my thing was when do I like she was asking the young lady was asking how do you approach people or when do you say ask the question or tell them what you do. um
And what language did you pick up from me?
that first you find out you just connect with them, find out what they
And
do.
and
But
say it to me. I want to hear you say the language as if I'm the prospect.
okay, I'll say like, okay, do you like, I ask them, do you like what you do? I love what you're showing. I love they're mostly selling like t-shirts, so I tell them, nervously tell them that I like what they do, and do they like what they do, and where do they want to go after selling the t-shirt, what else do they do, um and
Talk to
then
me.
I tell them what I do.
I'm the vendor. So just role play with me.
Okay, I say hi. I'm Alice Johnson. I love your t-shirts. Um, do you
Oh, thank
do
you. Thank you.
do you do well in selling your t-shirts?
Sometimes it's been a little bit slow today.
Okay. So after the weekend is over with, what else do you do? And do you want to like? I asked them, do they? Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
keep stay in character.
Okay. Do you want to go further in this? Is it just the t-shirts, or do you want to expand your business?
Oh yeah, I'd like to have my own retail shop at one point, and then open up my online store so I could reach people globally.
Okay, that's nice. And how far do you see yourself doing that? As to like when you get started, like opening up your own retail.
I would love to do it this year, but I just need to get the funding together.
Okay, that's nice. Well, I like what you do, and if you have time, I would like to connect with you and share what I do as well.
Oh,
Experience.
perfect. What awesome. Okay, good job. Everybody unmute, make some noise for Miss Alice Johnson. Whoop
All right,
whoop.
Alex.
Woo,
Like I
woo.
say, I'm
Proud of you,
Welcome,
nervous.
Alice.
Alice.
I'm nervous about doing it, but I feel like the more I do it, the better I'll get at it.
That's right. Everybody say do it scared.
Do it
Do it
scared.
scared,
But just do it.
but
But
just
Do it
just
scared,
do
but
it.
just do it.
And that's the epitome of what Miss Johnson's talking about right now. One of my favorite questions for business people, questions and or statements. Business people are the easiest. Here's why it's the easiest. What makes it easy to communicate, easier is when you know what that person desires to move towards or move away from. And you have some resources that may or may not help. Resources, connections, ideas, being able to refer people. That's what makes it easier. What makes it hard is when we don't know what a person wants to move towards, the desires they want to move towards, and the pains they want to move away from. Those two things, that is our job to find out. Business people make it very easy for us because we already know what they want, typically. Unless they're overbooked and overwhelmed, they want new clients. They want more business. They want more funding. So 9 out of 10 times, those are going to be desires. You know, they want people to refer customers to them. They want connections. They want strategic partners. They want opportunities to get the word out about what they do. So when we're focused on what they desire, it becomes easy for us to say things like, well, just to check and make sure that that's true. Hey, would it be beneficial for you um, to have opportunities to network and promote what you do? Yeah. What you got? Oh, actually have a networking event coming up. See, notice how I confirmed that that is what they want before offering them a solution. Another version of that, and if you go to BornCEO, our website, BornCEO.com, and then you click on slash inviting, BornCEO.com/inviting, or just click on inviting on the menu at our website. I have like 30 different scripts in there divided by situations. So one situation circumstance is when you're talking to business professionals. There's a whole section with a few scripts in there. And one of my favorites is, are you ever open to networking to see how we can refer business to each other? Are you open to networking to see how we might be able to refer business to each other or support each other? And 8 out of 10 times they're going to say yes. Now, if they are not really looking for more business, they might not say yes to that. So you got to find something different. As you're listening and asking quality questions, like Ms. Johnson was attempting to do, you might find out that they might benefit from more funding. So you can ask to confirm, are you looking for more funding options? Heck yeah. Who isn't? A lot of them will say. Not all of them, but many of them. You say, I may have some resources for you. Let's exchange information. I may have some resources for you. Let's exchange information. And so those are some of my favorites, but there's a whole little section in the inviting scripts where I have 30 different scripts available to you based on the situation. If you're talking to friends or family, I have some scripts for that. If you're talking to somebody you just met, I have scripts for that for you. If you're talking to someone that is a business professional, we have scripts. Somebody who's an influencer, they're very influential, we have scripts, approaches. Um, we have something for even if you got a referral from somebody, or you're contacting an opportunity lead, somebody who went online saying, I'm looking for a financial opportunity, a work from home opportunity. So we have scripts for everybody when you click inviting at our team website. All right, who else? And I stay on more than 30 minutes on Saturdays usually. If anybody has more questions, if you
I
need to
have
hop
one,
off, that's
Coach.
okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to review the document again. Uh, so the money script seems to be something that I'm using quite a bit, but um, do you have a tip for me? Because actually, pain points is it's even stronger than that. because you keep talking about solving people's problems. Do you have any tips that'll help me point or guide the conversation towards what their pain points are or anything like
Yes,
that?
yes. And if you know me, there's some people that have they use lots of different scripts, so they're really creative. So they like to have a lot of scripts, and I can be that way, but I love to find one approach that seems to work almost every time, and I use the same one over and over and over again. If it's not broke, why fix it, right? So, for example, if I'm in an Uber or a Lyft, um, I use the same approaches almost every time. Traffic tickets could be a pain point or a potential pain point. So I might bring up something about that. How do you handle, if you were to get a traffic ticket, how do you handle that? Does the company pay for it, or
Hmm.
is that something you're responsible for? They're like, oh, well, I am. And I already know the answer to the question, which is why I asked it. That's what professionals do. You ask leading questions that you already know the answer to. You're not just hoping that it'll work out. And you learn that through trial and error. But in terms of the money approach, like meaning you're serving people who may be looking for an opportunity, and you're already doing a good job of that, Pastor Glenn, because you're getting people's contact information. So something you're doing is already working, or they wouldn't be giving you their contact information. So I guess you're asking on top of, so what are you asking that's getting their contact information in the first place?
Uh, well, what I've learned from trial and error is that I have to keep in mind that I want to that I'm there to help them, and
But what
that
have you been saying that has have them? You have every day. You got people giving you their contact information. What do you literally say?
if you
Let's role play. I'm that person.
okay, great morning.
What's
How
it?
you doing?
Oh, fantastic. How about you?
Doing great, man. Hey, I was wondering if since you're out here, I usually talk. Well, let me do
Yeah.
some
What's the
background.
scenario?
The background is I look for people that's in activity themselves, and then I approach them regarding what they're doing. I'm like, I heard you say once, hey, how long you been doing this? Are you happy with this, with what you do? And do you know anybody that's interested, or do you know anybody that's interested in making some extra money, like a side gig?
Boom. Excellent. Well, so you're already finding out desire and pain points. You just did it 3 times. So so I want to make sure you know that you're already good at getting those initial desires and or pain points, because you're asking desire and pain point questions, which is why they're giving you their contact information, because you seem like a person who may have a solution for what you just got them to tell you that they're looking for or open to.
Okay.
So now that we've established
Yes.
that you're good at that, is there something more that you're trying to accomplish with those people?
Trust.
Trust. So that's a different question. Yes, there you go. So you're not struggling with getting the desired pain point. Is that correct, or you still feel like you are?
No.
Okay, so it's the trust part,
Yes.
and know, like, and trust. And so that's where the rapport building comes in, because you got my desired pain point enough for me to give you my contact information, but I don't know you from Adam yet. So what are you doing, or what do you have in place that helps me bond with you over time and or in person? I like to use my social media for that. If I give them, if we connect on social media, my social media, and I shared this in another YouTube video the other day. about using your social media as a place where people can get to bond with you. They can look at your balanced social media. On Mondays, you post about your mission, and on Tuesdays, you're posting about something educational, a tip or something. On Wednesdays, you're posting about family. Wow, this is a family person when I go to your page. A real person, not a creep, not a salesperson. Like, do you have any credibility? Like, who are you? Do you have a presence online? Are you some mystery person that I don't even get to see anything about? I don't know you. There's too many scams out here, right? So what do you have in place for me to get to know you, like you, and trust you? On Thursdays, you might be posting about fun, something fun or entertaining, or, makes me laugh, or like, oh wow, he's in the building. Um, Furniture, right? Wow, okay, he's a regular person, a real person, you know. And then on Friday, you might be posting about freedom or lifestyle or something like that. And every once in a while, maybe a problem associated with your mission. Well, we talked about that on Monday, right? So you got 5 different aspects of your life that you're posting about. Um, and when I look at your social media, which everybody does, by the way, I can see who you are. And if you're intentional about it, you're letting me know what you're posting is attractive to the type of person that you want to attract and the type of person that you authentically are. Because you don't need to attract everybody. You want to attract the people that are like you and are on a similar mission as you. And so your social media is one way to bond. Another way is to set up a one-on-one coffee meeting with them, in person or virtual. So, and sometimes people are contacting leads, right? And all these leads are looking for financial opportunity, but they're dealing with, if they're on your leads list, don't forget there's 5, 10, 15 other companies trying to recruit them as well. And they're trying to sort through all this. Who's real? Who can I trust? What can I trust? So some people will never sign up with you if they've never seen you face to face. So how fast can you get on a Zoom where they can see your face? How fast can you send a video where they can see your face, look you in the eye, see that you're real? They can, see that you're sincere. They can hear your voice, not just a text message or a phone call. What are you doing to form the relationship? Is Mr. Pastor Glenn's point. And that's why he's asking this, because he's experiencing that's the next level. So the quantity of activity is always important. And then the quality of the relationship is what will convert a larger percentage of that activity into results. Sometimes people are just waiting. How many times do you think about buying something and you go see that thing that you're thinking about buying 4, 5, 6, 7 times before you ever make the purchase? Have you ever done that? Most people do that all the time. There's some things you'll buy right away if the pain point or the urgency is strong enough right now. But there's a lot of things you're going to see it, think about it, or the person that's selling it. You might have already decided you're going to buy something. You just haven't decided who you're going to buy it from yet. Ooh, let me say that again. There are people who have already decided they're going to buy the thing. They just haven't decided who they're going to buy the thing from. So they're looking to see enough from you to make them feel like, okay, this is the person that I want to buy the thing from. It's no longer about the thing that you're offering. It's about the person who's offering it. Ooh, somebody make some noise for Pastor Glenn. Whoop, whoop.
Woo woo, Pastor Glenn.
Woo,
Was that, was that
yes.
helpful, sir?
Yes, sir. Very
Who else?
helpful.
What y'all take away from this? Any of this? We'll go 8 more minutes.
Coach, I'll jump in.
Yes, ma'am.
Diane Edwards from Suitland, Maryland. am an executive director and executive director maker on the Bailey Boone Power Team. I have the yesterday I had an eye opener. I'm sorry, let me turn the camera on. I had an eye opener yesterday. I missed the morning call, so I went back and listened to the replay, and it just put me in such a guilt trip in terms of where I stood on that list in terms of the standards. And it immediately caused me to shift into, I guess, well, I've been sick, so I've been making excuses basically, well, not just excuses, it was actually facts that I wasn't really well. So I said, well, I have some catching up to do because I've been sick for a while, and I have got all these people, even though I was able to make my reach outs on during the power hour and not getting people to see a Zoom presentation. I hadn't done the 3 ways, and I just went into massive momentum yesterday, and as a result, had 2 people that's ready to sign on board. One interested in becoming an associate, and another is thinking about becoming an associate. And it's just that listening to that replay made me feel like I have to do this. I cannot be one of these people that's the once a month person, and I want to be the daily, getting it done every day, the 2 to 5 a day daily and quickly. So that's where I am. I've been sorting out a whole lot because it's been a lot listening to a lot, and feeling like I couldn't do much of anything, but just hearing that over in my that record the replay
The 5
that I missed.
productivity standards.
Yes. And I know it's not what you were just talking about, but I had to jump in and let you know that part.
Oh, we're talking about all of it. I'm asking you all about all of it. Everybody unmute, make some noise for Miss Darlene Edwards. Whoop
Whoop,
whoop.
Whoop,
whoop. All
whoop.
right, Miss
Don't miss
Yes, Miss
Darlene.
Edwards, you
Edwards.
got
Right
it.
Don't
on the
miss
Got
man.
it.
Edwards.
Thank you.
So your standards shifted from which of the 5 standards? They're kind of like 5 gears, 5 speeds. I think about driving a stick shift, right? Which gear were you in before, Miss Edwards, and what did you shift your standard to?
Well, honestly, I thought I was in another gear than I was in. Actually, when you broke it down, I'm like, nope, can't say I
And we
do
only
that.
and we only see the top of your head right now.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Um, yeah, I thought I was in a different place, but I found out that I really, even though I schedule my time during the day, I try to. It's not consistently every day. Some days I don't do it, and so some days I have no time. I just fit it in where I can get it in. And that has been holding me back because it's not any set. I haven't had a set time lately, and that's due to my own choice, I guess, in terms of helping out grandchildren. And I have one grand that's got a mental, emotional type thing going on, so I've been trying to help out there a little more. But in spite of, we have to, no matter what, I still got to keep going. I have to get it done. I have to figure it out how I can the time that I do have, how I can get it done and get it done daily.
And what did
And
you?
I haven't.
Oh, so your
Uh,
standard shifted to daily yesterday,
oh, most definitely.
or was it hourly yesterday?
I think I'll stick with. I said daily, yeah, because I
And
wasn't.
you can tell based on what you actually did.
Well, I reached out to after I looked at the video. I reached out to 15 people, and I did 2 3 ways after they saw presentation.
That's some good stuff, y'all. Now I'm like, who else on my team hasn't seen that video yet? Let's go. Congratulations. Way to set your standard. And it's so powerful, isn't it, everybody? Just the awareness. The awareness allows us to make better choices, conscious choices. Ah, so proud of you, Miss Edwards. Who else? What are you taking away from any of this? And what are you going to do this week as a result? Last call.
I'm going, as for me, I'm going to be up front and it will be more of a connection to where I'm in the area of asking them what you got going on, um, and how can we it benefit each other, not benefit. What was your wording? Here's my paper.
Add value.
Add value to each other. I have it written here. So
Mm,
yes, sir. That's I'm taking away. I see another way through that instead of being such a slow process.
so good. And I put in the chat two things to add to to Pastor Glenn's question about building that trust, that rapport. So two questions to ask yourself: how fast can I move from stranger to friend? This part has nothing to do with the business. Sometimes we're only asking, how can I move them around the baseball diamond? From the video to a three-way call or to a live event. But if you don't already have a relationship with this person and they don't have a relationship with you, the other questions you want to be asking simultaneously is what else can I do to move this relationship from stranger to friend? What can I do to move this relationship from stranger to friend? Make a list. It might 3, 4, 5 different options you can choose from. How can I move this from relationship to friend? So you got two types of people in your pipeline. You have people that you already have a warm relationship with. And for them, you can just focus on moving them from exposure until they've seen enough to make a decision for themselves. Um, how they can benefit from what you have to offer, because obviously what you're offering is a solution to the desire they want to move towards or the pain that they want to move away from, or you wouldn't even be engaging that conversation on that level. But then you have the people that you don't have a warm relationship with yet, or warm enough relationship yet, or the relationship used to be warm, but now it's cold. So you want to be thinking, how fast can I move this, warm up this relationship? How many ways can I warm up this relationship? Oh, I could get on a Zoom face to face. We could meet for coffee or lunch. Um, we could have a phone conversation about life or business, family. We can connect on social media and see about each other's lives. And you might have a list of 5, 10 different things you could do to warm up that relationship. I could send a video clip. I could say happy birthday. I could remember something they told me about that was important to them, and and say, hey, I saw this thing and I was thinking about you when our conversation the other day. I saw this. I remember you were saying that you have a dog, and I saw this cute post about the dog, and I thought about our conversation the other day, and here it is. Sending them. It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be, but the little things that the relational part of the journey, not just the transactional part, but the relational part. You got a lot of people, everybody in your pipeline, if you've been active, that you've done the activity part. You've planted the seeds. Now it just needs water. You already planted the seeds. Now you just need to water the relationship in order for that seed to grow. And there's some people, there's plenty of water. You got a relationship, but you haven't planted any seeds in that fertile. Woo, you got you just haven't planted the activity seeds into that fertile relationship ground. So you can determine which person, which scenario it is. Is this, have I been planting the seed and I need to add the water the relationship? Or have I been watering the relationship and now I need to plant more activity seeds? Oh, that was so good. Never said it like that before. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So family, let's go crush it. It's our time. It's our day. Today is what, the 18th of the month? If you choose the right standards, I'm telling you, you can shift from fifth gear to from fifth no time and productivity standard to monthly to weekly to daily to hourly. And this is why it doesn't matter that there's quote unquote only 12 days left in a month. Depending on your speed, the word's not only, that's wait a minute, there's a whole 12 days left in the month. Like every day is like 5, 10 days for somebody who has an hourly time and productivity standard. So raise your standard today, choose your standard today, and you can literally go from 0 to executive director in less than 12 days, depending on your standard. Love you all. ED equals,
Every
Every
day.
day.
what time is it?
Ring
Ring time.
time.
Yes.
Next stop,
Platinum.
Platinum.
All
Platinum.
right,
Have a
let's
great day.
go.
Have a great
You
day.
too. You
Drive
too.
safe, coach.
Pam Carnes is in Kansas City, Virginia, Kansas City, Missouri area. Pack the house. Who do you know? It's never too late to just ask. Have a great one.
You too.
Thank you, Coach.
Wash your face from all them allergens.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been
Thank you.
getting to you. I seen it.
Oh no, that's dairy.
Oh,